Hey guys, it's Faye from SolarFlow and I am back with another video. Today's topic is 5 messages from your guides and your guardian angels. So first of all, please keep in mind that this is a general message for anyone that is watching. If you are interested in receiving a reading with specific messages from your guides and your guardian angels for you, then check out the link below to my website where you can book a session with me. So let's jump right in, because this is a super cool, super unique, and super different topic. I was just kind of going about my business, and like literally this thought just practically fell into my head while I was doing my dishes, that this was something that needed to be shared. And when my guides and my guardian angels come in and they're giving me such a clear directive, I tend to listen to them. I don't ignore them. So here we are today talking about this topic. So 5 messages from your guides and your guardian angels. This applies to everybody, okay? Kind of look at it like it's a reminder for how to live your best life when you're here, if you're spiritually inclined. So number 1. Does everybody have a guide or a guardian angel? Yes, absolutely. Everybody, from the time we are born until the time we cross over, we do have guides and guardian angels. Some of them are contracted to us, where they are like our, look at it like, I don't know, I'm getting like a very clear image. Look at the Queen of England. She has like her preferred aide, her preferred, let's say, secretary. And sometimes if that secretary is out on vacation, for example, somebody else will step in. Or if she needs advice on something in particular, like a public relations matter, then somebody else will come in and give specific advice on that matter. But she will always have her preferred guide, her preferred aide, right? So guides and guardian angels are pretty much the same way. We have set guides and guardian angels, at least one. We all have at least one. But here's the thing. Sometimes if you have a family member that crosses over and you were particularly close to them while they were alive, they can make this decision to say, hey, I want to stay on and be of assistance to this family member of mine. And this is coming through a lot lately, actually, with a lot of my female clients. I'm actually getting these messages that a grandmother that's recently passed over is staying with them and is there for a specific reason. Sometimes the reason is very, very clear cut in the message that comes through. If they are there to help, for example, a woman process trauma that she has experienced, and this grandmother may have in her life has also gone through that, energetically she can provide comfort and assistance to that person while they're going through that. And even at the point that they do decide to go to God, because here's the thing, anytime you have a spirit, they will go back to God at some point. And even if they do reincarnate to somebody else, there remains a piece of their soul's essence that is always with God. But once they cross over, they do not have the same restrictions and limitations that we do because we are in a body, right? So right now, I'm, for example, in California. If I wanted to go to Europe, I would have to go to the airport, get on an airplane. It would be many hours of traveling time. Spirit doesn't have that. It can be instantaneous, just like that. You can call upon them for something, they can come right to you. There are specific times that sometimes you can have somebody that's crossed over, and even if, for example, you're not calling upon them for something, there are specific times that they are more attracted to coming down to earth. So this, for example, is something that I just recently found out because my own father passed away 7 years ago. And I only recently discovered now that around the anniversary of their passing, they do come to visit Earth, or they will, let's say, come to visit their family members. Or in the Jewish tradition, for example, you can go and you can pray at their location where they're buried a couple of times a year specifically. So for example, you can pray around their anniversary. You can go and you can pray at that location before the Day of Atonement, which is Yom Kippur, before Passover. So there's a few really notable times when they will come and kind of like hang out. And if you're really, really sensitive to the energy, you sometimes can feel it as well. But even if not for that, they can still come if you call on them. And if you are seeking, for example, information on something, you have a decision that you need to make, or you're unsure, or you're going through something, and you need the guidance from them, you can absolutely ask that they come through and they are there for you. But here's what you also have to understand about the way that spirit works. They're spirits. So it's not usually, it's not going to be like picking up the phone and calling somebody and asking them a question and getting an answer. It's usually not that direct. There is a fair amount of open-mindedness that we will need to embrace when we are trying to be receptive to the messages that spirit brings. And something that's always worked for me, for example, the way that I receive a lot of my messages is when I'm in my car. So I live in a big city like Los Angeles. I can ask a question, I can get in my car, I could go for a drive, and even if it's the same street that I've driven down before, and even if I'm passing the same billboard that I've driven past before, something will catch my attention about it. And if I listen to that, if I tune in, if I stop myself, if I slow down, and I am in the receiving mode, I will see an answer to a question that I have asked. Or another great way, so they come in a bunch of different ways. Another way is if I ask a question and I get in my car and I turn the radio on, I cannot even begin to tell you how many times I have received answers, direct answers, in songs that are playing on the radio. So if we do our part and we are paying attention to what is going on around us, we will receive messages, information, answers to questions that we've asked from our guides, our guardian angels, from our ancestors, because it's there. There's no such thing as a coincidence. You know, we might be inclined to be like, wow, I was just thinking about this, and then I was thinking about a person and then they called. Is that really a coincidence? Or were you vibrationally in alignment with that person's energy and was feeling them? And they felt you. And that's why one of you reached out to the other one to call you. So there's no such thing as a coincidence when it comes to the spirit world. That's really actually cool thing. And also I would say that if you are seeing something repetitively, that is also not a coincidence. That can be where your guides and your guardian angels are trying to get your attention because they're trying to bring something to you. Right? There's maybe a piece of information that they're trying to bring to you. And because we are very overstimulated in the modern day world, we can miss that. So if the same thing is coming through over and over and over again, pay attention to that, because that is a message that is coming through specific for you. Kind of like this video. If you've been waiting for a sign about something, maybe the answer is in this video. Now, something that I touched upon for message number 1, which is yes, we all have guides and guardian angels. If you are looking to receive information, you have a decision to make and you're not sure what's the right decision, and you're asking, that is going to take us right to number 2. Number 2 is there's actually no such thing as a wrong decision. And the reason for that is, first of all, number 1, when you make a decision, whatever the decision is, cooperative components will start to line up and to support that decision that you're making. So even if it feels like it is the scariest decision that you're about to make about whatever it is that you're about to make, once you commit wholeheartedly and fully, not like where you have one foot on one decision and one foot on the other decision and you don't know. Once you commit fully and you set your intention into a decision that you've made, the cooperative components will line up to make it the right decision. And it's a little bit of a, I guess I would say, a foreign concept for us, because here on Earth in the 3-dimensional, we are used to things being more black and white, right? So a lot of people are very uncomfortable with the gray zone. They want to know definitively, is this the right decision? Is this the wrong decision? And a lot of that has to do with conditioning. It can have to do with the way that we're raised. If we're also specifically raised in a certain religion that does teach things to be more black and white, then in our formative years when we're receiving that information, it hardwires our brains to think that way. And it can be a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling to kind of like relax into it and settle into it and to think there is no right, there is no wrong. I mean, of course, yes, there's certain situations where something is flat out wrong, like killing somebody. That's pretty wrong, right? But here's the thing, what if it's self-defense? Gray zone, right? But like, I think we can all pretty much agree that like murder in the first degree, premeditated murder, that's wrong. But that's a really extreme situation. We're gonna more relax into more of the gray zone situation. And to get comfortable being uncomfortable and allowing whatever decision we make to be the right one. Because the cooperative components will come. They will line up. They will allow that decision to be the right decision. And even if they're not, there is nothing that anybody can do, that we can do, that cannot be undone. If you go into college, university, and it's the wrong fit for you, you can always switch. If you move somewhere and it doesn't resonate with you, you're not a tree. You can move. If you're in a relationship and you want to end it, you can end it. There is no decision that cannot be undone in this world. And also, look at it this way. There is no wrong decision because A, cooperative components. B, any decision that you make is either the right one or it's something that you learn from. It's either a lesson or it's a blessing, right? So it could be where, hey, I was in this university and campus life wasn't for me and it just wasn't the right vibe. Cool. So now you have gained clarity and understanding through that experience of what does not work for you. So you can take that into the next choice or next decision that you make, because now you're armed with additional information. And now you know, hey, I had this, A, B, and C didn't work for me. Now I know to look for X, Y, and Z. There is never any wrong decision. So relax, take it easy. Let's not be so hard on ourselves. You don't be so hard on yourself. You're protected, you are guided, and you really can't get it wrong. No matter what. No matter how big and scary the decision is, you can't really ever get it wrong. Number 3. And this one, when it came in, had me laughing hysterically out loud. Because life is hard. But I was told to share that our guides and our guardian angels are actually encouraging us to have a little bit of fun while we're here. And the reason for that is we are all here because we want to be. And I know, life is hard. To be earthbound, to be in this heavy, dense, three-dimensional energy, where we are so disconnected from ourselves, where we are so disconnected from God, where we are so disconnected from our true selves, our true nature, our true full capacity of what we are able to do, it's hard. And then again, like, you can go back and watch so many of my videos where I talk about the fact that, you know, we choose to come here. And that, first of all, that within itself makes us the biggest badasses that there are. Because the choice to come here comes with the understanding that we are going to incarnate for more than one lifetime, because all of our actions are going to have energetic reverberations. And actions with a heavier, dense energetic reverberation will require some sort of energetic balancing. And that is not something that may happen in one incarnation. And we're gonna have to come back and we're gonna have to balance that out in a future one. And our memory is wiped in between incarnations, so we don't even remember. We don't even remember what we've done and what we need to do. It's wild. Guys, Earth is wild. And it is, when I had first tapped into like the Earth's energy, and I was shown these sparks of energy, were so excited, and they were lined up and they were in a queue because they really, really, really wanted to come here. They really wanted to be a soul that was going to incarnate into a body and have the experiences that we have here. And when one of them, like, we got the green light, okay, you're going to be born, here you go, that spark was jumping for joy. It was so excited. This is the Wild West. And all of us here that have chosen to be here, because that's what it is. It's a choice that our soul has made. We wanted this experience, hard as it is, uncomfortable as it is, with the lessons that come with it, with the multiple incarnations that we are guaranteed to have here. Our souls wanted it. So maybe knowing that, perhaps understanding we have chosen this, can also allow us to kind of like lean back a little bit, relax a little bit, and in between everything that comes with our incarnation, especially in this one, but most especially in this one, if you are awake, if you are spiritually inclined, if you are watching this video, even if it's out of curiosity, try to have some fun. Try to find a reason to laugh. Even if like all shit has hit the fan, all hell has broken loose, let's laugh a little. Let's not take our experiences here quite so seriously. And that is going to lead us directly into point number 4. Our experiences here are whatever we make of it. Now, that's not to say that, again, there are certain things that energetically we may need to rebalance from a previous incarnation. But really in the day-to-day, which is not the great big lessons that our souls are here to learn or work out or work through, but really in the everything else, it's whatever we make of it. And that's because energy is a boomerang. So if you're putting good energy into the world, boomerang, good energy is going to come right back to you. If you are perhaps someone, I'm sure no one watching this video would be this way, but if you are, for example, a recovering person that would see the world as a place that was out to get you, you will receive experiences that will confirm that. Because that is the energy that you are putting out. And the way that it works is, oh my God, this place is horrible. People are always out to get me. What does that look like for you? Energetically, you are going to show up as, I have to kill or be killed, so to speak, right? It's, I better walk all over these people to get what I need. Otherwise, they're going to walk all over me. And then that's exactly the energy that comes back to you. So it's kind of like a confirmation bias. It's, I have this belief that to get what I want, to get what I need, to have my needs met, I'm going to have to trample all over people to get it. And then that comes right back to you. And that confirms the belief that you have that it's a kill or be killed environment. But if you believe that goodness and kindness and compassion, and that is what you are putting out into the world, those are the exact experiences that are going to come back to you. Energy is a boomerang. Whatever you make of this incarnation will be what the universe brings back to you. And again, go back to point number 2. Whatever decision you make, there will be cooperative components lining up to support that decision. So if you are making a decision that I am going to go into any environment or any situation or anything, and I am going to be nothing but pure positive energy, pure positive life force energy, where I'm going to be kind and compassionate, and I'm going to live in servitude to people, of course not at the expense of your own mental and emotional well-being, but just having that kind of energetic blueprint about you, which is that understanding that anything you give comes back to you tenfold, right? You're lining up with that. That is the decision that you're making. The cooperative components will all line up to make that be the right decision. And then energetically, because it's all a boomerang, that is exactly what will come back to you. We are powerful beyond measure. We are powerful beyond our own comprehension. And even outside of the scope of, let's saying that energy is a boomerang, maybe you guys have heard of something called the law of attraction, but the law of attraction is where you're basically getting into the vibration of whatever it is that you want. And then once you are in alignment with it, it comes to you. That is exactly the same lesson here, which is what you want, you are in direct control of it. Similarly too, what you get, you are in direct control of it. If you are getting something that you don't want, if you are getting something that you don't like, change it. And that starts with changing you. Because we are in control of everything that comes into our existence. Intentionally and even unintentionally. If we have a sloppy vibration, we're going to get sloppy vibrational experiences back to us. But when we know better, we can do better. When we know, for example, hey, when I'm in vibrational alignment, then vibrationally aligned experiences are going to come into my existence. That is us being in complete control over what experiences we are drawing into ourselves. It's like a tuner. It's like the station on the TV. If you are trying to tune into channel 2, but you are not on channel 2, you're not going to get the programming that's on channel 2. You're going to get the programming of whatever channel you're tuned into. if you want to receive what's on channel 2, you have to turn your TV to channel 2. If you want to be receiving blessings, you have to line up with the vibration of blessings. We are in control of our experiences. So choose wisely, I guess. Number 5. YOLO is a big, fat no-no. Okay, so just in case you're not sure what YOLO is something that came out a couple of years ago. It was kind of floating around. It was where, I mean, I definitely remember like certain rappers were doing hashtag YOLO. And then I also feel like a lot of people who had like a big social media presence were also doing hashtag YOLO. And what YOLO stands for is you only live once. Really? We only live once. Okay, let's break this down. This body that you are currently in right now, that will only live once. But you, your core essence, your soul, the part of you that is pure life force energy, that is connected to source and connected to God and is of the divine, that doesn't die, ever. And again, if you're unsure, go back to number 1. If you have ever had a loved one pass over and you knew and you could feel that they were with you after they passed over, that is all the proof you need that you are the exact same way. There is no such thing as death. The body will die, but your soul is eternal. And the thing that also I really, when this kind of YOLO thing was out there, I feel like YOLO also quickly morphed into FOMO, fear of missing out. Why? Because you only live once. And I was just kind of like watching this and I was thinking, my God, this just seems like an invitation to make horrible decisions with long-lasting consequences that can really fuck your life up, right? I want to have a crazy-ass fucking experience because you only live once. So I'm going to go to Vegas and I'm going to meet somebody and I'm going to elope with them even though I've just met them. Okay? That seems perfectly responsible. If you only live once, and also if you're not in alignment with how we can draw in, here, this is wild, this is a mind trip. Okay, so go back to number 2 again. Once you line up and you make a decision, cooperative components will line up to make it the right decision. That's A. Also, we will draw in to our experiences whatever we are vibrational aligned match for. So if you are in Vegas having a drinking binged weekend, who are you drawing into your experience, right? You are drawing in someone who is doing the same thing because you are a vibrational match with that person. So you can draw in somebody that's exactly where you are. And yeah, maybe there's going to be these cooperative components that are going to be lining up to make it work because you're a vibrational match with each other. You're maybe both people that want to have fun. You're maybe both people that believe in YOLO. You're maybe both people that are not understanding our true divine nature and not understanding that you really can't ever run out of awesome experiences to have because we create our own reality. So you're going to be drawing in somebody that's a vibrational match to that. Could it work? Sure. Will it work? Who knows? But I don't really know if that's something I want to take a chance in, even though, yes, there is no decision that you can make that can never be undone. So once you are cued in and once you do understand there is no wrong decision that you can make, there's only decisions that are in vibrational alignment with where you are at any particular time and creating a reality that is based on that, there really cannot ever be a wrong decision. But there can be decisions that are making things more challenging and more hard for ourselves. So this whole YOLO business seems to really target and attract those that are maybe spiritually a little less self-aware and more prone to making these foolish decisions anyway. But YOLO and FOMO and all of these other things, first of all, you can't ever miss out on what's meant for you. Because again, it's a vibrational attraction. It's a vibrational awareness. So you will always attract what is coming to you because you're a vibrational match for it. So you can't miss out on the experiences that you're meant to have. Can you perhaps delay them? Yes, sure. If you have a wobbly vibrational alignment, you could be like two ships passing in the night. But once you get into your vibrational alignment, you're going to get what is coming to you. Everything, both good and bad. You cannot ever miss what is coming to you. You do not ever have to be living in a state of FOMO. You are never going to miss out. You are a vibrational match to everything. And you will draw into your experience what you are a match for. If you don't like the experiences that you're drawing in, just to go back to number 4 for a second, change your vibration. And then the experiences that you're drawing in will change as well. But FOMO, also, that's a big ass no-no. You never have to fear that you're going to miss out on anything because you will draw it all in. And YOLO, you only live once. Guys, here, whether or not you've ever had a past life regression and you've had specific memories of your past lives, because I understand in the spiritual community, there's many people that have not done this, right? Like maybe all of this is new information that you're discovering for the first time now. Maybe you've never done a past life regression. Maybe you don't have specific memories of previous lifetimes that you've had. But have you not ever been somewhere? Maybe a place that you don't live, right? Because you could be like, yeah, maybe I was here once a long time ago. It's a city that I live in. It was late. I was tired. I don't remember. Whatever it is. Maybe you have been someplace on vacation, perhaps, visiting a family member that's just moved, and you have been somewhere and you're like, I've been here before. I just know it. I've been here before. I have been here before, but I've never been here. It's because in this incarnation, perhaps you've never been there, but you have had so many other lives in which you have been there. So you don't only live once. If you have also ever been somewhere and you're hearing the natives speak a language and you just pick up on it, you're like, whoa, how do I suddenly know very easily how to communicate? It's because you were a native in a previous incarnation as well. If you have ever been somewhere on vacation and you are navigating the city as if you are a native, and you're like, oh yeah, like I don't need a map. You're just gonna go here. You're gonna turn left, you're gonna go right, and then you're exactly where you wanna be. It's because you have lived there in a previous incarnation. So guys, get out there, have some fun, try to enjoy the time that we have here. But even if you don't, you're probably just going to come back again. I don't know, maybe that's like a depressing thought to have, or it's like an uncomfortable conversation to get into. Like, no, my life has been hard enough. I don't want to come back again. Okay. Change your vibration, and then you will change the experiences that you are having in this life. If it's hard, change it. We are so powerful. We are powerful beyond our greatest imagination. It's been veiled and it's been hidden from us. And if you want to understand more about that, go watch my video on the veil, what it is, what purpose it serves, and how to start to see beyond it. But everything is energy. We are responsible for our energy. We're responsible for the energy that we put out. We're responsible for the energy that we bring in. And if you're ever not sure, go ask your guides. And then be prepared to have messages come in the most wild and unexpected ways that will just delight you and tickle you. Maybe it's not where you're going to be getting the messages where you're in your car and you're driving and you see a billboard or you hear a song. Maybe it could even be something like you're online in the bank and the two people in front of you are talking about something, and they're talking about exactly something that you wanted information on, because that can happen too. You maybe are trying to decide on, here's something that came up recently. What city does somebody want to move to? They know they want to move, but they're not sure where they want to move. And then they find a quarter on the floor. And you know how a few years ago, I don't know if they're still doing this now, but every of the 50 states had their own quarters with their own design. Find a quarter on the floor, don't think anything of it, pick it up, look at it, and it says a state. And you're like, And then you look into this place and it's everything that you're looking for and more. And then you go and visit it and you're like, yes, this is where I meant to be. So the messages are always there. And when we relax into it a little bit and we're open and we can see it and we can receive it, wow. Life is magical. Life can be magical when we allow it to be. So tap in, tune in, connect with your guides, your guardian angels. We all have them. Every single person, we have them. So relax a little bit. You're protected. You are divinely protected. And you chose to be here, and you can have a lot of fucking fun here. And if you're not having fun yet, change your vibration. Change your station, so to speak. And you don't have to make bad decisions because you can't ever get it wrong. You don't have to make bad decisions because you think you only live once and you want to have every experience that you possibly can in this incarnation. We can never get it wrong. We can never run out of fun experiences to have. Just have a little fun when you're here. So I hope that this video has resonated with you. And if not, guys, I always say this, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And again, if you're interested in receiving a specific information from your guides, if you have a specific question and you feel like you can't tap in and you're not sure, book a session with me. And as always, until next time, stay in the high vibration.